Peggy 18.
Everyone, welcome to the Paris Games Week Black Ops 3 live stream. Maven here, joined by Mr. X. You know, usually it's just us two.
Yes.
We spend a lot of time casting together. We have a special guest today. We have Jay Perrier here from Treyarch Studios. How you doing, pal?
Gentlemen, how are you? How's everybody today?
Pretty good. I'm excited to be here.
Fantastic. We got a lot of great stuff to break down today. Matt, tell us a little bit about what we got going down.
We're going to recap some of the announcements we've seen recently. Go talk a little bit about the new Specialist Fire Break. We're going to talk about CWL, more information on that, and then also tell you more about how you can compete in-game.
Yeah, I'm incredibly excited. We have 5 maps that these players are playing for the first time, some that you guys have never seen. It's going to be phenomenal for us to break all of this stuff down for you. But let's talk about who we've got here to battle it out. We have a set of European All-Stars, our North American All-Stars. Tell me a little bit about this North American lineup.
North America is going to be led by Crim6.
Okay.
Winningest player in Call of Duty history.
He's done pretty well for himself.
Mainstay on Optic Gaming now, just an amazing player, and also Study. Look for him with the sniper rifle. Second place, Call of Duty Ghost Champs, very talented players.
Yeah, this is a game I'm looking for him to bounce back. You know, he had a great Ghost. Advanced Warfare was kind of up and down. This is a title where I see him really making an impact again.
And then you got Sharp, captain of Team Caliber, mainstay in Call of Duty all the way back since COD 4. I mean, the guy's been a veteran, been around forever.
One of the funniest guys alive,
too.
with
that. And then Replays. Replays, very talented OBJ player, played most of Advanced Warfare with Denial. Won COD Champs this year. Look for him to do a lot of the OBJ work for this NA team.
All right, so that's your North American powerhouse. Let's take a look then on the European side of things. Who do we have to battle these guys?
Look for Jerd. Jerd's going to be huge for Team EU if they're going to win this matchup. Some of the best movement in all of Call of Duty. Going to be looking to see how he uses that new momentum-based movement system to his advantage. Then Broken,
this is
one
a
of
title,
the best ARs in the world. Very talented player coming out of France, hometown favorite.
And then we have Gun Elite from Denmark and Power as well, then coming in from Italy. A lot of talent to send up. With this roster, we weren't really sure if they'd be able to hang with the North American side coming in, but we've seen some epic battles going on so far.
We've been watching them play over the last 2-3 days, and they've been putting up a pretty good fight. Look for Team EU and Uplink. They've been looking great.
No, I could not agree more. I expect this to be a fantastic series. We're going to have 5 matches here over the course of the evening. The first one is going to be Metro Uplink. We'll give you a fly through here as you can see this new Metro map. Looks absolutely phenomenal, but first let's touch a little bit on Uplink. You know, it blew the doors open last year. It was one of the most fun games to watch. Jay, you know, from your perspective working with Treyarch, how excited are you to have Uplink in this next title?
You know, we saw last year how well it did on the competitive scene. So again, bringing it back, you know, adding some more modes, etc., is really great for the scene.
Huge fan of Uplink. It's great for viewers to watch all year. Really excited to have it back. Jay, one question I have for you. You guys did first public beta since World at War this year.
Yes, we did.
How much information did you gain from that? How much has it helped you guys?
You know, it was really valuable for us. Obviously, working 3 years on a title like this, getting the MP and all the new systems that we've done, to get it into the players' hands and really get that information back from them, the feedback on what they liked, what they didn't like. And then obviously for us, you know, from a system side, knowing what was working and what's not. So we're ready for launch on November 6th.
Yeah, it's amazing to see, especially, you know, you had that blog that came out pretty much right after the beta, just saying, you know, hey, it was from Vaughn saying, hey, this is the stuff we've worked on, this is the stuff we've fixed. You could tell they were really listening to, you know, the casual fans, really listening to the competitive fans, trying to tweak stuff as much as they could to make it as competitive as possible. And it's really great to see that already. But you'll see now, we are going to be hopping into the Ban Protect phase here, this new staple, of what's going to become a staple in competitive Call of Duty. Jay, how much do you love this? What do you think it's really going to bring to this game?
You know, I think that it's going to give the players the opportunity of this meta game, right? There's a lot of bit of strategy that's going to be going on. So I think you'll find that depending upon the different OBJ players or what their specialties are going to be, they're going to actually focus on, you know, what ability am I going to use or what weapon am I going to use?
And just here this week, watching these two teams go at it, we've sat here, we've done a lot of rehearsals, we've watched the ban and protect phase a lot, and it's been different every time.
Every time.
One player go big with a different specialist or a certain type of gun, and then it's gone the next game. They got to adjust. It's great to see.
Yeah, again, really being that whole idea of that strategy element. So it's not just about, there's a particular weapon that you're going to use. Really mixing it up, and I think it's going to be great for the fans to be able to watch the players, what they're picking, what they're not picking.
Well, that's what's been amazing too. Is again, I thought it'd be more focused on score streaks, perks, stuff like that, but it's really focused so far on guns. That's what we've kind of seen the first go-to for protects, the first go-to for bans. Is how is that going to develop over the course? When you have this full season coming up, and all of these months and games, these players will be battling against each other, just watching it develop, watch the players develop. I mean, just from a strategy thing, we've talked about the fact how I don't always like sometimes these Call of Duty professional players like to stream their live scrims because there's so much stuff that you can give away when you're live, showing what your strategies are. I mean, Matt, how much more important do you think it's going to be now? With there's going to be so much more strategy to it.
And I think right now you're seeing a lot of people ban a lot of the guns, and then once everybody plays with a lot of the different guns, gets good with them, then it might change to people
You know, it's like watching basketball or watching soccer. You know, you get it. You have this drone. You have offense, defense. You got to push it forward to the goal, and it's so fun to watch. It provides such a great viewing experience.
Yeah, and you see Broken with that AR was trying to set up for drone control, but it's going to be sharp on your screen. He's going to be taken out. You see the kill feed. It's going to go towards the EU All-Stars. So, like we were talking about before, they've been winning these uplink games. As we were watching them warm up, we're going to see if they're able to take this one.
Well, we have them pushing forward. You can see here with that X-ray vision, he's going to get pushed, end up dropping. He's going to be 2 down right now for the side of the European All-Stars. Jerd, though, able to pick up 1. Teammate coming off of spawn. You'll see the drone got pushed forward pretty far into the side of the North American base, but they are now going to try and look forward, and you see Sharp here hopping in the water, trying to get a single on. Shot's not close.
But that's
right?
awesome. You're able to just hide in the water, jump out, just creates a new route for players to take here in Black Ops 3.
All right, switching over to Jerd. You'll see he actually has his overdrive ready. He was the player that did it opposite replays on the North American side. Now the question is, can they get it past him? Can they get the drone on his side? Or are they just going to try
going for
forward?
this Pharaoh. It's a SMG, but it's a burst SMG. He's been loving it all weekend long. Be interesting to see how he does with it in this matchup, or if he starts to go off with it if it gets banned in game number 2.
Well, still going to switch back. It looks like Jerd actually activated his overdrive, but he was taken out, not able to get forward, put any points on the board. Still going to be 0-0 is your score. There's the rejack. Jerd's not falling for it, able to pick up the kill. And again, no one able to get on the board yet. Who's going to be?
You would have liked to see Crim probably save that for an opportune time, right? In case Team EU gets the drone towards the base and you see replays with that overdrive, he's going to try and get as close as he can. He's got 1 player to beat. He's going to try and go right over the top of him.
And it works.
He gets by, tries to turn around and melee him with the drone. Not able to put it in for any points for Team NA.
Well, that's a big part of this, because you want to take a look. It's kind of at that range. You know, when you have overdrive in your back pocket, you want to make sure you're at least at a distance where you're going to be able to get to the goal, right? As we see an attempted jump through there, but he's going to get taken out on the wall. But it looks like both Jerd and Replays activated a little bit early. I mean, Replays, I don't think was going to have the juice to get there, regardless of the fact that he tried to take that melee.
Well, when players use these specialist abilities are huge, because let's say, Broken, he saves this, and there's a big push by Team NA. He's able to use that Annihilator pistol, win 1 or 2 gunfights. That changes the course of the game.
Well, you'll see the push forward now coming forward the side of Europe. They're trying to get the attack on. Now you see the Annihilator going to be up there for Study as he drops. Sharp struggling a little bit. He's at 4-11, trying to play defense. He's able to kill the drone carrier, toss that forward, and he should have seen that second player in the back. His teammate actually able to clean that up. That's going to be Krim 6. Let's switch over to Krim. He's 10-10 right now, and you can see they're not running away with it. This has been a tight game, but really the
Gun Elite
15-6.
I was just going to say, Gun Elite with a Razorback, one of the most favorite guns from the beta. He's definitely causing chaos in Team NA spawn. He's going to run around, kill Sharp, not able to pick up the second one, but maybe no score on the board yet thus far. Very close game. I don't think a lot of people at home probably expected this.
Well, a big part of this is, too, it's the first time a lot of these guys have spent much time with the map, and these aren't, again, it's an all-star roster. It's not a team. These aren't guys that play together all the time, and when you talk about, what game types take the most teamwork, I think you could argue that Uplink is certainly one of the ones that requires more.
And you see Broken just pushing this Team NA spawn, just taking people out with the AR. That's 3 kills for him. And now they're going to try and push this drone forward. Might be Team EU with a point here first. He shuts down an Annihilator. They're going to put it in for 2. Fantastic score right there by Team EU. It's going to be Power putting it in. He's got that War Machine out. Going to try and kill the player with the drone for NA. That's going to be Replays.
And not able to get forward anymore, but that was all set up by Broken. I wanted to stay with him because he was the one that really was picking up all those kills, allowed his teammate to get forward and put it through. They are going to have the 2-0 lead. Can they hang on over the final 10 seconds? It looks like he's wisely just going to play with this in the back of the map, toss it off if he needs to. Nothing to worry about. We see some 360s coming out as he's going to toss it out, but it will be a 2-0 round win here.
Gun Elite in that first half, Maven. He went huge. I believe he finishes that one 20-7. Just a dominating performance here in the first half.
Completely crushing and
shut down Team NA.
Totally did, and that's what we saw. I mean, really, the closest games we've watched a bit of SND, but mostly they've been playing Hardpoint and Uplink for the large majority of it. Was really just Krim getting forward, crushing them in the hardpoints. He was putting up massive numbers. He didn't go off at all. In this
time it was Broken. You saw Broken really lead the charge there for Team EU. Jumping in here, second half.
All right, let's get going on the second side. It's going to be a 2-0 advantage for the European roster. Can they keep it going here? Who do you want to get eyes on with?
Let's say on with Power. He's a player out of Italy, probably one of the most known players outside of, Kolga and Donnie as well from Italy. Very talented player. You see Jerd using this movement to his advantage, going around the outside, not able to pick up replays. And you just see what the movement and just the different areas you're able to go on the map is going to change the game.
Well, it is going to fall to Replays here. Again, he is rocking Overdrive, but doesn't have it ready yet. He's going to be coming behind. He's got Sharp and Study to lead the way. They're going to pick up a couple of kills here. Can they get forward, try to get a score through? Nice patience here, and there it is. He's able to activate the Overdrive. Does he jump over? Is he able to get it through? And there's the dunk side game.
It does not repeat a TP from GameStop.
That's exactly what it looked like.
Yeah.
I was like, he's going to fly straight over this thing.
Perfect timing right there by Replays to use Overdrive. Able to put it in for 2 to tie up the score.
All right, I'm going to go back to Krim. He's starting to get rolling right now. Every player just a moment ago was negative for the side of the North American All-Stars, but Krim finally starting to get something going. A minute into this second side.
You know what I love, maybe we haven't even touched on yet? Every time we cycle to a player, they're all using different guns. You're seeing great gun variety. Nobody using really, there's not one gun that everybody's going to. Everybody has a favorite gun.
And that's what I think we're going to see develop here, just because of the bans and protects, as they're going to get a 1-point toss here, going to be able to take the 1-point advantage. But you're going to see a lot more diversity in this one.
Yeah, you're going to see more players use different guns as things get banned. You see Power pushing up with that single-shot assault rifle, see if he can get something going. And let's see, Sharp, he's going to be playing here by the trains. He's going to try and wait for this drone to come towards the middle of the map. Sharp's going to pick up one. Now look to his right. Not going to spot another. He's got to get near his teammates.
All right, Sharp, though, able to clean up one. He's got another to his right. You can see him there with the X-ray vision. Pushing to his right. They're still trailing by one. He turns behind, tries to pick up 2, but he is going to drop back over to the side of Krim. Still trailing, and you see the pressure now coming from the European side. We'll see as they try to get forward. It's going to be Gun Elite pushing the right side. The drone's trying to go right up the middle, and can they get it through? Good defensive stand, but there's still a couple players there. He's able to pick up 2, but I think he got the toss out just before he's able to get it.
They didn't actually get the drone out of the map. I thought Gun Elite was going to be able to make a big play there.
Yeah, that would have been wild. Able to pick up 2 and put through points, but not able to get it done. Comes up a little bit short. Back on with Replays here, and you'll see he does have his Overdrive, but they've got to rotate back here for defenses. They're getting pushed on. There's one, goes up above, able to take him out, but the toss still goes through. So Replay's not able to come up big there on the defensive end.
2 minutes, 20 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be Team EU up 2 points right now. It's just crazy. A very nice job of just pushing up the map, getting to the other team's base, and just locking down those spawns. Same with Broken as well. Both players doing a great job with the AR, really putting pressure on Team NA.
All right, one down right now. It's going to be Power. Under 2 minutes left to go here. They still have the advantage. You'll see drone control coming in right now for the side of the North American All-Stars. Replays picks up one before he is going to fall. Krim still pushing here. 2-point advantage right now, and you'll see Europe starting to get forward.
Yeah, and they're going to push this drone straight towards Team NA's base. It's going to be Sharp picking up 1. Going to have the drone go in for 2. As you see Jerd pick up 2 big kills in Team NA's base, and Team EU dominating Uplink thus far.
Yeah, and that's what we've been seeing going on throughout. That's what we've seen pretty much throughout the course of this one. We saw them play all day yesterday. It was really, pretty 50-50, but really good job by the European team, able to really pull out quite a few victories, which we didn't expect. You see Jerd right now on a 4 streak, hopping on with him before he's going to fall. We've got 60 seconds left on the clock, and it looks like this one is definitely going to be
I don't know if Team A can pull this comeback right here. It looks like the drone was being pushed up the map. It's going to get taken out, and you're going to have Study pick up 1 with the Annihilator pistol in the kill feed. You see Krim trying to set up mid-map. They got to get something going here quick, though, Maven. Team EU is playing this perfectly, just setting up around the drone, not letting Team NA get control of it, and that's going to be 3 dead for Team NA. Last one up, Sharp. Does not look like he's going to have enough time here.
All right, Power's going to be in the back. He's got the War Machine. There comes the shot. Able to get 1, able to get 2 right before he falls. The pressure still coming in. Jerd dancing, able to get a melee, but he is going to drop here. The game all but over. There's 25 seconds on the clock with a 4-point advantage. There's nothing they can do.
No, there's nothing they can do. I mean, like you just said, Replays 17 and 23, Sharp 18 and 27. Need them to step up a little bit more. Krim goes 30 and 26, but just a great overall team effort from Team EU.
All right, and that is going to be game 1. It's a show match. Really it's just bragging rights on the line right now, but you're feeling pretty good if you're a European fan, right?
To. I mean, Team EU comes out here and they take this first uplink. Like we were talking about, pregame, they've been winning these uplinks and we've been watching these 2 groups of players play. Yeah. And, I mean, right there, they take it to them in a real match.
Incredible stuff there. Great job by the European All-Stars. But as we move forward, basically, we're going to be bringing you information about the future of Call of Duty, also recapping some stuff from Gamescom. We had the Friday night stuff as well. But going forward, the newest thing that was announced recently was Firebreak. We've talked about this new specialist. It looks absolutely amazing. Jay, I mean, you can touch on this more than I can, but tell me a bit about this specialist.
I mean, Firebreak, what great abilities and weapons that he has. You know, when you look at, you know, the flamethrower, right, as you see here, it's just devastating. You know, you get that powered up, you're going into OBJ points, taking out the hard point, you're just mowing down.
Oh yeah, you get right in the hill with that purifier, and you're just causing chaos.
The purifier, absolutely. And let's not forget about the heat wave, you know, that stuns and takes out equipment. That also, again, you know, when you start looking, like we talked about before, being able to use these abilities as, you know, for your team.
Well, Krim, I was speaking to him pregame, and he was saying, you know, the flamethrower is great to just pre-fire doorways in Hardpoint, right? You just look at one doorway, you let that purifier go, you're able to take out a lot of players. But I was saying in replays, he loved this heat wave ability, able to jump into Hardpoints, go around, you know, objectives, and able to just stun players, and then make it easy for him to take players out, or his teammates coming from different angles to take those players out as well.
Again, you know, each specialist, as you mentioned before, is going to have a unique role in ways that the players are going to be using them. So when you look at, you know, all of the spread of the different specialists, I think is really going to add, you know, another level of strategy for everybody.
And, you know, not even, okay, let's take out the competitive side of it entirely and really just talk about it from, I mean, first off, if you want a game to be popular, it needs to be fun. And just running around with a flamethrower, torching the other team, and we've seen some stuff that is
just, be fun.
It looks outrageous. Like, such a good time. I can't wait to see its impact in competitive as well. But it just looks like it's going to be an absolute treat for us. But going forward here, we had our first game is going to be Metro Uplink. We've got another map for you guys to check out. It's going to be Breach Hardpoint will be the next map. So again, first time these guys have really been playing these past couple days. You guys are going to be seeing it here for the first time as well, and this one is going to be amazing.
But Jay, before we get into this map, obviously you have some time before it loads up. Now, 3 regions announced for Call of Duty World League. Challenge Division announced as well. COD champs move back to the fall. How excited are you and the rest of the team at Treyarch for the Call of Duty World League?
You know, I really think, you know, everything that we've been doing leading up to this over the last 3 games is really about where are we going, right? And just be able to work with ESL for the Pro Division across all 3 regions in North America, Europe, Australia, and New Zealand. It's going to be a great year.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, just the way that this league, when we're talking about it going forward, it's going to be involved in such more of a global presence where, you know, there's been a lot of focus here in North America. There's a lot of work to be done when we're talking about Europe and Australia, and I think there's a lot more just from a growth perspective that we can see, and so excited to see where this is going to go. And then, you know, on the screen right now, I know we're still taking a look at this new Breach map. I mean, how beautiful is this? I just love how crisp, how clean everything we've seen in Black Ops 3 to date is, and I can't wait to see, let you guys see this new map.
It's going to be fun. We're watching the Ban and Protect phase now. You see that Shiva, we saw, you know, one of the players I believe was Gun Elite from EU, used it to his advantage last game. You know, got into the other team's spawn, was able to lock it down. Now it's gone right at the beginning of the
Exactly.
game. So you're seeing the meta develop on the fly just after one map.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it'll be fun to watch again. Like, you're right, because, you know, I was talking about it earlier, kind of how this will take an effect over the course of the entire year, entire season. But really, it's more, you know, over the course of a best of 5, over a best of 7, just seeing how people are going to adapt to this stuff is going to be a pleasure. Look at this, first 4 things.
First 4 things gone are ARs.
Wow.
Yeah. And all ARs.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So now you're seeing primary gunfire. That's going to be protected, I believe. That's by the North American side. It's going to be replay. So Study, he actually protects one of the ARs, so he just wants something to play with.
Well, look, they're all smiles. They're getting cocky.
Yeah.
They're getting too excited. They beat one game from North America. Look at the smiles on these guys' faces.
Well, EU is saying, hey, no, we did it with ARs in game 1. Let's just go all subs in game 2.
Exactly.
Let's really throw a wrench in there.
Yeah, this one's going to be truly fun to watch, just so you can see the dynamic change here. Now, what I'm excited to see is, are we going to get some eyes on the Firebreak? I want to see the flamethrower come into full effect here. I know that's what we're all going to be excited for, but we are going to be in this specialist draft phase. Now, Matt, just looking at you, and, you know, Jay, I'd like your opinion too, but how do you think it kind of changes when you go from Uplink over to Hardpoint as far as what specialists you might focus on?
I think for Hardpoint, you want to focus on more of the abilities. You want to have more abilities. I think something like Ruin Overdrive, that's probably a good one to pick. I also think, the Vision Pulse by Outrider, that's a good one as well.
Absolutely, right? Anything that's going to give you those advantages on those OBJ points is what you're going to be looking for, right?
I think the way you compromise a team in something like this, you'd probably have, 1 or 2 people with guns, able to just, for when you need to break those hills, when you need to push those hard points.
Absolutely.
And then when you get control, you need to have those abilities, whether it's something like Heat Wave. A bunch of players rushing you, the only guy left in the hill, you pop it, everybody's stunned.
That's correct.
You might not be able to kill all of them. You kill 2 or 3, though. It's a huge win for your team.
Well, that's the thing, right? When you start looking at how the abilities and it all works together, it's really about working together as a team and using these things individually at the right time. We saw on the last point with Uplink, maybe they were burning a little bit too early, right?
Yeah, you saw it twice.
Yeah,
so
you saw it
once from
twice,
either
right?
side where they
So we've
got
really
out
got to
of
make
juice.
sure that they're using it at the most opportune times.
At the time, at the right time.
Absolutely.
What we've been seeing players, because they haven't obviously got a real good chance to get in the flow of a 4-on-4 competitive game, is they get it and they just use it right away. I think it's the players that
they get excited.
Yeah, they get excited. I got my Annihilator pistol. I got to use it.
I got to use it.
But, you know, look at the last game. Team North America, I believe, Study had his Annihilator pistol, pulled it out in the middle of the map, killed one. The EU pushed their base 2 or 3 times. They didn't have anything like that to really break them out. I mean, Study saves that. He's able to pick up 1 or 2 in the base. Changes the entire game on that first uplink.
Absolutely.
It certainly does. Now, let's move forward a little bit. We've talked a good bit about the Ban Protect, getting into specialists, but let's talk a little bit about why is this edit creator class so important now? I mean, obviously, the way it worked before, you kind of edit your classes before a series, you have to go in. Kind of talk about how much changed and how much more important it is now.
Oh, well, right. I mean, your favorite gun gets banned. You got to go back and edit your classes.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah,
it's a problem.
You come out, mitts up, hands out trying to box people. I don't think it's going to work.
Not going to last very long.
You have a flamethrower, I have my fist. Let's do battle.
Well, but I think it's great, right? So, again, we're going to talk about variety, which I think is exciting. So as you're watching this and you start to understand how they're using the bans, protects, and the specialists that they're using, it really is going to change dynamically every time you go out to play and you watch them.
And I think different maps as well. I mean, you can edit score streaks as well, as you see on your screen. Different maps going to dictate different score streaks. I mean, on a more indoor
100%.
map, you don't want to have like a lightning strike, for instance.
Yeah, well, again, it goes to, before it was just, here's my loadout, I'm going to jump in and go.
Yeah.
Right now it's like, okay, what did you do last match? What did you do last round?
Yeah.
How can I better serve my team, right? Do I ban something or do I protect it?
And if you're a team like Team EU coming into this one, a Hardpoint, you're not going to really try and outslay Team North America. Maybe you try and, ban Taskmaster, force them to waste the ban on their stuns. So I think you can do a lot of interesting things pre-game to sway the game in your favor.
Well, I think also, too, there's starting to be a little bit of a mental game here, too, right? Like, what are they going to pick?
Absolutely.
What are they not going to pick? So, like, you already saw like where they're kind of laughing and joking at each other. I think that's going to be an interesting dynamic as well.
Well, and the part, you talked about diversity. The favorite part about it for me, thinking back, when I first really started watching competitive Call of Duty, it's all the way back to really Black Ops On. That's when I first started watching. And, it was FAMAS. It pretty much was, you found that best gun, that's what you used, whatever it was in the title. Sometimes you're thinking back to Black Ops 2, there was a bit of a mix. You probably had, 4 guns or so that you would mix up between rifles and subs. But now, the whole game can be turned on its head so quickly when you talk guns. You're not going to be able to just have your go-to weapon or even 2 weapons. You're going to have to be good with everything.
And we're even talking in between rounds.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, in between maps.
Yeah.
You see one player, you ban the Man of War game 1, he goes off with the XR2. It's like, do we let the Man of War come back? It's a huge gamble.
All right, well, here we go. We are ready to kick it off. It is going to be game number 2. Breach Hardpoint hopping on with Jerd. Recently moved to North America. He's been hanging with the big boys, putting on a show as of late, and starting out hot here. He picks up 2 kills.
And he's been so good with this burst submachine gun. I'm interested to see if one of the players from North America is going to adopt using it during this game. He's been crushing.
He absolutely has, and a big part of why they were able to take game number 1. You'll see, just going to blow up the map here. We're going to be moving towards the bottom. You'll see there's 3 players from the North American side in and around. They're going to be set up here trying to deal with the aggression that's going to be coming from the European players. Sharp had a player moving underneath him, able to catch him in the backside. There's the hip fire, able to clean one up, tries to turn and burn, able to get 2, and you'll see here, care package going to be ready.
Yeah, Sharp's going to have score streaks in. I love the fact, Jay, that we have score streaks back in competitive Call of Duty. I think it was such a great addition during Black Ops 2. It's so much fun. It adds so much to the game.
Well, that's the thing, right? It just adds that variety to it. So where before, when everybody was very vanilla, I think. And so people were concerned. But I think, as you point out, again, with all the ban and everything that you can do, I think players are going to have a good time. Especially with the score streaks, they're fun to watch.
Yeah,
and they can change. They can change the dynamic of a map.
Yeah,
very quickly.
It's so much pressure. It builds this pressure. There's so much time left. When are they going to save them for? Are they going to save it for the final hard point? How are they going to use them? It's going to be absolutely a treat to watch. You saw the Vision Pulse coming out there from Jerd. Tell me a little bit about Vision Pulse.
Yeah, Vision Pulse is a great thing that allows the player to actually pulse out in the community, out into the map, where you can actually see players in between or behind items.
And then you saw the
walls.
Reaper Psychosis come in, trying to break the hill, throw in those clones, and he's not able to do so. But Jerd really just putting Team EU on his back here at the early stages, Nathan.
Well, every single player is positive right now for EU. It's just this North American side can't really get going. Sharp is 6-5 leading the way. Replay struggle a little bit to him. I'm going to hop on a Crim for just a bit here. player for Optic Gaming, one of the most talented players in the game. You mentioned earlier he has the most tournament wins of anyone. I expect that to continue in Black Ops 3. You see accurate shots coming in there. He finds a second down to the left, not able to pick that up, but you do see he's got a turret working with him here on this left-hand side.
And he loves this Vesper SMG. He was telling me in pregame, he's like, this is going to be my go-to gun. You see him just run into the hill, take out 2, and just such a high rate of fire. It's going to be great around hills.
Oh, absolutely. You know, that, again, you put that weapon in the right person's hand.
Yeah.
Destruction.
And that was, I believe, a War Machine came in and just absolutely destroyed replays in
The War
Crim 6.
Machine's a favorite of everybody,
Yeah,
I think.
it's good fun. There's nothing about cleaning the hill with that.
Yeah, it's always great to see players just bust out the War Machine, take out 2 or 3 in the hill, and it always comes in when you least expect it, right? I mean, Crim's in the hill, he takes out 2, he's probably really excited. Boom, you hear that.
Well, but again, too, like knowing when that's going to happen, you don't know when it's going to happen. So as a player, your senses are, okay, who's controlling what door, who's looking at a particular angle to really make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, and I like that there's balance to it. You know, does it seem like this one-shot explosive weapon is overpowered to some degree? But then when you don't carry it over, like Black Ops 2, let's say you had ammo left, you carry that over into the next spawn. Now, I mean, depending on the timing, if you pick a poor time to bust this out and you get shot and cleaned up, it's gone. It's wiped. So really, there's a lot of strategy of when to properly use these, and you've seen some really good use of it thus far in this series.
And I think players will get into a flow with that, right? And again, like you said, it's still a little bit early on. So I think, you know, what we're seeing now today versus what we'll see in the first qualifier, you know, you're going to see a big difference.
Yeah, very different, I think. By the time you see the Purifier coming in there,
all right.
I believe that was Crim coming in behind Sharp using it. Don't know if he was able to get one, but something else of note, you can see that the time and hill stack on the right-hand side, Maven. I love that. You know, really shows how OBJ players affect the game.
Speaking of which, look at Jared rocking the hill. He's got a minute 9 to his name. He's also 9 and 6, make it 10 and 6. There's 2 more pushing him. Can he clean him up? Hit markers for days. Not able to pick it up, but does get the assist.
He's close to
as well.
sword streaks as well, so he played his life right there. Didn't want to dive into the hill. He has his ability. He has vision pulse. He gets score streaks as well. Jared is going to be a force to be reckoned with.
And there's another assist. He did get his first score streak. He's ready to go.
You see he's going to just keep running around the hill, just taking players out, having a fantastic game. And you see on the scoreboard, nobody from Team NA going near the hill. You can blatantly see that now. Sharp's only got 6 seconds in the hill. Replays the OBJ player just hit 10. So Study doing a brunt of the OBJ work, and you can see it's really affected him. 5 and 16. So hard being a Slayer and then being thrown into the hill.
Yeah, no, that's not where you want to be.
No, those Slayers.
Hey guys, I need some help. Where's everybody?
Yeah, you got to imagine Study. He's question where his teammates are.
Hello.
And this is what we kind of wondered a little bit, because you have who's going to be a little overconfident coming into this. Obviously, the North American side, they're just going to run around a little more individually, just try to rack up as many kills as they can, and still think they can get the W. Whereas if you're the underdogs inside the European All-Stars, they're banding together. They're playing much more as a team, and they're absolutely crushing right now. They're up 107 points.
And you see a player like Broken, who's been over the course of Call of Duty, standstill AR Slayer. Right now, 16 and 12, 38 seconds in the hill. I mean, it doesn't look like a lot, but compared to the Slayers from North America, doing a better job at playing around the hill, playing more of a team game.
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder if the EU guys maybe did a little something on the North American team before they started, like, don't worry about it. Now,
right? They lulled them to a false sense of confidence.
Exactly.
Now bringing it.
Yeah, right. They used different guns. Like they didn't try to use the guns they were going to prefer. Their picks, their bands of protects were completely different than what they want to do once the series starts, and now they've completely caught them startled. But this is what's going to be great. We've talked about in the past the different play styles we get between European players, Australian players, and North America. I just feel like there's so many more additions to this game that these play style differences are really going to become even more obvious. And when you work your way towards champs, that is going to be one of the most exciting events of all time. I cannot wait.
Well, again, it goes with the depth, right, of the strategy that's going to be involved here. When you look at all the different weapons and the new systems that have in Black Ops 3, I think as the players get a little bit more accustomed to how it works and what you're playing against, you start playing against the other teams, you're going to know exactly what their strengths and weaknesses are.
Yeah, we're going to see meta develop over the course of regions, months. I mean, something like Reaper Psychosis, where you say, maybe it's not that good in Search and Destroy. Maybe there's, an Australian or a European team out there that they have a pretty good strategy on way to use it on an offensive and defensive rounds. And I mean, we've seen over the course of history, one round can sway a game pretty quick. And you see right there, Crim with the Purifier. Jay, that thing looks beautiful.
It's so fun. It's so fun. But again, to your point, we've even seen it change over the course of the yeah.
Both going to come through torching each other. That's what you want to see.
That's great.
Kids, do not try that at home.
No.
Well, you want them to try it. Like,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
No, seriously, play it.
Yeah.
No, that was wild, though. You see Boat just battling it out there with the Purifier. Incredible stuff coming in. I believe they actually traded that there. But look at the massive lead building up. It's now a 130-point advantage, 3:22 left on the clock, and they're just running away with this one entirely. Is there anyone you want to watch right now? Because everyone on the European side's going off.
We should stay on with Power. I mean, he had a very good game 1. Game 2, 24-14. A minute and 49 in the hill, doing it all.
He's doing a lot of heavy lifting right there.
Just an unbelievable performance here. As I think this is pretty shocking.
Yeah, no, I guess I could see the uplink to a degree just because we've kind of been watching that over the course of the past day or so. But the Hardpoint, I thought this would be one where the North American roster would completely run away. I thought Krim was going to drop 700 kills typically in Game 2, but they're still lagging behind a bit. A part of that is going to be replays and Study. 9 and 21 and 10 and 26.
Well, Study's got a minute and 11 in the hill.
That's true.
He's the guy in the
he's
hill.
Just living in there.
Yeah, he needs his teammates to surround him, just form a perimeter with assault rifles and lock it down. But Team EU, Maven, 250 to 118.
Unbelievable. I mean, what is there something that stood out for you the most? I mean, I know there's not a ton we can talk about tactically just because these aren't actual rosters. These are all-star lineups. They're out here. They're having fun. They're having a good time. This is, again, more for bragging rights. But what stood out to you was just lack of unselfish play, really, from the North American team?
For me, it's the team play. The team play from Team EU.
Okay.
I mean,
they were playing together.
Everything perfectly.
Absolutely.
I mean, you saw Power with the War Machine, using it at the right time. You saw Jerd using that vision pulse around the hills, able to lock it down for his teammates, just pushing them out, able to kill players around it pretty easy. Fantastic performance.
Yeah, you could see how they were all, like you said, working together, right, with the different specialist abilities. Like, I'm going to do this part. Okay, I'm going to go in and jump on the OBJ and get in that hard point.
It wasn't 4 people just trying to outslay the opposing team. It was 4 people working
together as a team,
using their abilities at the right time to really help each other.
Well, looking forward, game number 3 is going to be Redwood SND. Redwood was just announced, last week? You got to see eyes on. Looks absolutely amazing. Beautiful graphics. I can't wait to get on this one. But also, SND, a game type that I can't wait to watch develop in this game, because you got to think with all these new features, with the specials, with the classes, with the picks and bans, it is going to be unreal. I think it's going to be the most diverse SND we've ever seen in the history of a Call of Duty title.
Without a doubt. I mean, I think that Search and Destroy coming into this game with the Ban and Protect, it's got the most opportunity to really flourish from game to game.
Yeah, look, it's going to be exciting because I think, again, when we start looking at some of those abilities that you can use, the vision pulse, etc., you're starting to look through walls, who's in where the bomb site is, yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Well, looking back now, Jay, back to Black Ops 2, League play, made quite a name for myself.
In the
Masters division. I was probably a top 50 player in the entire world, or so my mother told me. I was an excellent player, but going forward, it's true. She told me. Going forward, though, it's going to now be called Arena. Let's break this down a little bit, talk a bit about Arena. What can we expect from that?
Right. So what we can expect for that is, it's really about the competitive nature, right? So we really wanted to bring the competitive nature of Call of Duty into the arenas and have the players' ability to go ahead and play in that. And
tell me a little bit about how you rank up. I know we've touched on this before, but how does the rank up system work, Jay?
So we're going to have multiple playlists, so you can go in and whether you just want to play Arena by itself, if you want to, so it gives the ability for fans to go in and just play with their friends, rank up on the leaderboards like you did, right? Yeah. But we're also going to have a pro division, and that pro division is going to have all the things that you see here that the pro levels are playing. Awesome. So the protects, the bans, and the specialist draft are all going to be there so they can participate in that strategy and that metagame.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not good enough to play in Pro 8s, but I want to play the way the pros do. So this gives me the perfect opportunity to just jump in and do it.
No, absolutely. It's going to be super exciting. There's going to be, every few ranks, you're going to be able to progress, and each rank's going to get a little bit harder. So really that whole progression of what you're going to do, there's going to be a total of 20 ranks and a master.
Well, I love how simple it was. We've touched on this before, but, you win, you rank up, you lose, you rank down. It's an individual ranking, so you don't have to worry about maybe potentially a teammate dragging you down quite as much.
Exactly.
At least
he's the one dragging me down.
Hey, whoa! Let's settle down, you two.
I've heard about that.
It's awful.
I bring an incredible amount of skill to the game, but I know we're all excited for Arena. I love what you touched on because do I think this new protect and ban system is the greatest thing to come to competitive Call of Duty in a long, long time? Yes, I think it's phenomenal. But for the more casual player, maybe you watch the pros and you want to use the same guns, you want to play the same maps, but you don't want to do that 3-minute process with the selection. You also want to hop into a game and get through it. So you're going to have both of those. You're going to have the option to get into a quote-unquote competitive style map quickly and easily, and then also if you want to play just like the pros, you can go through that as well. And I think that's what it's going to come down to. So if you're playing by yourself, maybe you want to hop into it quick. If you have your full 4-man roster and you're like, let's do it, we're getting into it, it's going to be a true pleasure.
But again, you know, when you start thinking about leaderboards and arena and just that whole competitive nature of Call of Duty, I think versus a regular pub match, you're in there, you're communicating, you're talking together as a team, you're using the abilities, you're using the weapon. I think it's super important.
And I love the what you guys have done to help reverse boosting. You know, not letting players, you know, just quit out like Maven.
That's right.
And hurting everybody else.
Listen,
that's what I heard. He's a rage quitter.
I'm a big rage quitter. I get super angry. I don't get angry in like real life things ever, but when I'm playing video games, I lose it.
You lose it. I hear about that.
I know. I'm sorry.
So, but if you go ahead and you quit out, you are definitely going to lose some ranking in that.
So I'm never going to get out of rank 1 as
no
rage quitting. That's a shame.
And we're also not going to demote you a rank if any of the players, you know, are quitting or reverse boosting. So really try to make sure that it feels that environment is there, you're playing, you're not boosting, etc.
Great. Well, that's all well and good. We're all excited for Arena. But let's talk about when is this going to take place? You know, the game coming out November 6th. Is Arena going to be kicking off right away? How can players get involved? When's it all going to start?
Right. So the beta season for us is going to start for Arena on November 6th. Day of launch. It's going to run the entire month of November. This is really going to give players a chance to get a feel for it. There's also, just as importantly on the beta, it's going to give us some information on how's it working, what are we finding,
Absolutely.
You know, what are players liking and enjoying. But you know, at the end of the beta season, we're going to go ahead and reset your stats. So.
Well, that's perfect. But then what if you're like Matt? You know, Matt's going to spend 12 hours a day. You know, he doesn't really have friends to hang out with. He wants to play as much as he can. He gets to the Masters rank, and then it gets reset. Is there going to be anything for players like that?
So what we're working on right now is really looking at what you've done, and we're going to actually give you some bonus stars. So we're going to be able to get you back to maybe what you would expect as far as a level. So,
all my hours grinding.
That's right.
Won't go to shame.
Yeah, won't go to shame at all. I guarantee it. So it's going to be exciting.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, you had a successful public beta, obviously, with the game. It was very evident to myself, and I believe most of the community that you guys were listening to the feedback. You were taking, you know, stats from what people were playing with, what might need to be tweaked, and you guys are doing an excellent job of that. I think this ranking system for a competitive player is probably the most important piece when you're looking forward to multiplayer. So I love that. The fact there's going to be a beta, get it right. You know, if it's not ready for day one, let's get this beta going. Let's figure out all the nuances of it. So that way, you know, throughout this entire year, there's just this solid ranking system, and I can't wait, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I probably won't play as much with him.
Well,
we should probably team up. We'll probably be a better duo.
Absolutely.
He is not very good at video games.
I'm a phenomenal player.
No.
All right, you're right. I mean, I'm 30 years old now.
Right. Yeah,
I have arthritis in 8 of my 10 fingers.
Yeah.
It's very, very difficult to play.
Be difficult, but you see the players getting all sorted out here, starting up this Redwood Search and Destroy. I'm excited to see this map being played. It looks beautiful. On all the videos I've seen, it looks amazing.
This is, I think, one of the very unique looking maps. I think players are really going to enjoy it. It feels different. I think the areas are nice and open, and the paths are great. So I think it's going to be a fan favorite.
I grew up in Northern California, so I've seen Redwoods, and like it's amazing. Like just the scale of it, you can see it really. Honestly, just from a graphics perspective, like I've been through, I've seen them. Like it's absolutely wild. They ever portray this in the game, and I think it's going to be really, really fun map, especially for these guys in S&D.
So interesting. Jerd is going to go with the active camo. We haven't seen anybody pull that out thus far. So you see the way it's going to change in Search and Destroy.
Sneaky, Jerd.
Well, like we were talking about before. So we've even seen over the course of the last couple of days how things are changing.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that metagame is going to be awesome.
Oh, from series to series, game to game. I think there'll be players who have special strategies for each team, right? You go to a tournament, you see the bracket come out, you know who you're going to play. You can game plan for those players, and you can really cause havoc.
And I think for the other teams that haven't played or watch a particular team that they think is pretty good at a particular mode, you know, just changing up what they ban and protect. I think it's just to catch them off guard.
Yeah,
you know, just to surprise them.
Look at he has a Locust sniper with active camo, rapid fire plus the ballistic CPU. I believe the Jerd's ready to go in.
Yeah, Jerd he's definitely experimented with some classes we have not seen other players use thus far. The first kill.
I think he's feeling pretty confident.
Yeah, first kill is going to go in favor of Team EU. Replay is going to drop for Team NA, so they get that one-man advantage. Sharp, though, able to answer back, but Krim going to drop as well. Power has really come out and surprised me. He's had an amazing first 2 games.
He's been playing really, really well. You do all of a sudden see it's going to be Study here in a 1v3. He had Snipe in hand as well, and he is going to drop. And no matter what this North American team tries, they can't get on the board. They're getting smoked right now.
And this is Power in the final kill feed with the Kuda. Your first game we saw an AR, the Shiva, the one shot.
Yep.
Second game we saw the Man of War. So far, I mean, now he's using the Cuda here in S&D. You see just a variety from game to game, but just one player.
Just one player, exactly, one player.
Unbelievable.
All right, well, it is going to be offense now for the side of the North American team. Sharp, only person to even get on the board here. I mean, just from a general S&D, I know we haven't spent a ton of time with the maps or the game types in Black Ops 3, but what would you like to see out of them? What do they need to do differently? Just more aggression, better teamwork? Matt, what can they do, man?
I mean, they just really haven't been playing as a team. You see how spread out they are on the mini-map. It's going to be Gun Elite getting the first kill. Replay is going to answer back, but you see how spread out Team NA is. Looking at Team EU, there's one player on the flank, Maven. Just go on board with him for Team EU.
Yeah, top down, see if he's going to be able to get behind. That is going to be Power. You've talked about what he's been able to get done. He's going to be coming in behind. He's got the Psychosis ready to go, and you'll see he has, right now he has Man of War and that Locust Sniper in his back pocket, and the timing there, just narrowly going to miss one. We'll see if he's able to get eyes on. And that was kind of timing for you.
He has circled
so
the NA
close.
team.
Absolutely. How's that possible?
I'm interested to see how he's going to use
Replays is just chasing him down.
Yeah.
Eventually, is he going to be able to find him? He's going to turn and almost catch him with the snipe. Not able to get it. Replay is going to pick it up. You see Study also able to take out Jerd. We are going to be at 2v1, and he's going to drop. North America, you can do it. I have faith. Your one fan here in Paris is me. Matt didn't even pick you. I'm rooting for you. Let's get it going, boys.
You know, Team EU's been dominant, Maven.
They have, man.
I don't think he really has much of a chance here.
No.
No, this is terrible. Like, you coach Crim6. Is this rigged? Did you tell him you were going to pick Europe and you told him not to come out and play his hardest?
No, I think Crim's probably pretty angry.
I can see that you're lying. It's in your face.
So how would you use the Psychosis ability on offense? I think you can go towards a bomb site. You can pop it and see if there's players on defense just going to come out and start shooting at those players. Right?
Absolutely, right? You look at how those different abilities are going to be working. I think that's a perfect example of how you said we're going to start to...
Power just goes in there with the two-piece, demolishing the side of North America. They clearly didn't hear my prayers, as that's 4 up, 4 down.
Unbelievable power with those first two kills. He didn't even need to use his ability.
Not at all. We got it for the next round.
But I like it's been 2 rounds now. We've seen him have it. Hasn't used it yet.
Exactly.
Use it at the right time. That's
Exactly.
what we've been preaching. Got to use those abilities to your advantage at the opportune time.
I feel like my heart's being ripped out of my chest right now.
I mean, that's probably because you're old.
That's actually probably that. I live off of frozen burritos and ramen noodles.
right.
Probably doesn't help either.
That's not helping.
No, not at all.
All right, round number 4. I'm going to stick with Power. I know they're on defense, but you talked about the fact he does have that Psychosis. Going to hit the triangle button, pull up the various options here. You can see he's going to still be rocking that Man of War and Sniper, and there it is.
There we go.
So you see him use it defensively, which is interesting. I think he's just going to try and draw some fire out, and then if he sees some fire...
The nice job. He's going to fall, but what incredible little move and flank there coming out of Power.
Unbelievable stuff. We're going to have a 2v2 situation, but there you see just the routes with the water. We were talking about it before.
Absolutely were.
I think players are definitely going to use that. You can come underneath the opposing teams, jump behind them. Also, you get the bomb down. It's a great spot to hide.
Yeah, look, I think there's going to be a lot of different routes we're going to see. The water, it's all going to be fantastic.
And I think that was a snipe coming in through the window. Crim not able to pull off the 1v2, and now it is going to be a 3-1 advantage here.
Look, quick scope action.
There it is there. Look at Jerd.
Oh,
he's not just a fast
shot.
SMG player. He's pulling out the snipe as well.
NA's got their backs against the wall here, Maven.
I think that's fair.
Yeah,
they certainly do.
Down 3-1.
3-1. Oh, man.
Let's see if anyone on NA has any abilities that they can use their advantage.
I'm hopping through here. Checked out Crim Study. No, back to replays. He's about halfway to the Annihilator.
Almost there.
Got distance here, but still looks like Sharp is getting close to this.
War Machine.
War Machine will stick with him for the time being, but Broken's going to get the first blood. I think the first blood's gone the way of Europe pretty much every single time. And there's one player in the back here playing defense, but I want to watch the flank because you're going to see Sharp and Study trying to push through, but they're going to be left by themselves here. Sharp not even able to connect there.
Well, here's what's interesting from the side of Team NA is they're going to probably get some of these abilities. He'll probably get his War Machine, but now you're down 4-1. It's like you can't really save it. You use it. You got to win those rounds.
They're going to have to push.
They're going to have to push. Yeah, they're going to have to push, pick up some kills, win 1 or 2 easy rounds, and then maybe all 4 of them get it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you can start rallying off some rounds as well.
Well, again, when the teams start talking, who's going to pop which one?
But you don't want to waste.
You don't want to waste all
2
4
or 3 in one round.
Well, that's what's tricky because again, these guys aren't teammates. Like this is an all-star squad put together. Their communication can't be as good as like a regular team.
He's making excuses.
Listen,
come on.
I am very pro North America.
Oh man,
they can still talk.
Yeah, they can still talk. Man.
Yeah, all 4 players are mute. I'm gonna actually. Can we check their headsets?
They're just making excuses here,
it's unplugged.
All right, here we go. 4-1. Europe is up. Offense is going to be North America. You said you wanted some aggression here. Let's see as they try to push. And the first blood is going to end up being Krim. That's not the man you want to drop.
Oh!
The goes between his legs, I believe. Going to be 2v4. This has the makings of a 5-1 lead right now for Europe.
Right, does Sharp have his War Machine? Let's jump on with Sharp, see if he has his War Machine.
You
He's
can clean
very
that bomb
close.
site pretty quick.
He needs one kill, and he's probably got it. And then you think that they're going to try and use it. So he's so close to that War Machine. If he had it this round, you figure they have to use it. I mean,
absolutely.
You can't go down 5-1.
Yeah, it's 4-1. They got to pull it out.
I got to go to Jared for a second. He was on a 6 streak, 7-2, and that's going to be broken, dropping. They're still alive, boys. North America bouncing back, 4-2.
And they win it without using that War Machine. Sharp picks up some kills here at the end of the round. He's going to have it on this next side. Do they elect to use it this one? Do they try to win another one and save it?
I think you got to save it, I think.
Jared has active camo.
Yeah.
Does Jared try and make a play, sneak behind enemy lines with that active camo? Be interesting the battle between those two.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Can they climb back? It's now going to be offense here. I'm gonna go back to Jared actually because he's been crushing, and there's the active camo. He has that up, and also has a kill streak to go with it.
I think you use the active camo this round if you're Team EU. You got to preserve this lead. He uses it, and he is about to just shock one player. He takes out one, not able to finish another. So he gets one kill with it. But it would have been big if he would have got Sharp out of the game. He kills Sharp. That War Machine's gone for this round.
All right, let's see as Sharp did go ahead and opt to use it. Taking a look, it is just going to be Power by himself. Power's been playing so well. He's going to use the Psychosis there defensively to get out of dodge, but look at the distraction he created there with that Psychosis. Is he going to be able to wrap behind all three? If he would have known they bit on the fake there, he might have been able to He almost turns and makes Sharp his lady. That would have been absolutely disgusting.
Wow.
They bit on the fake
there. They did.
And if he would have came around them from behind, he would have picked up 3 kills. That would have been amazing.
Yes. So again, we keep talking about it. We don't want to, go too far, but man, but just when to use these abilities.
Yeah.
Right? And in the right moment at the right time really can change the entire dynamic of that.
I like the idea for Jared to use his in that round. Yeah. But if your power a 1v3, not a great chance. You might want to save that Psychosis.
Yes.
I want to see what he gets.
Yeah, I would have.
As he's going to call it in. I just want to see if he gets anything. It could be a game changer here. You're going to see it dropping in. What is he going to be able to snag? You'll see Crimsix already able to pick up the first blood.
So second counter UAV. He called in one already this round. Gets another one. That's big. EU's not going to have that radar. Not going to be able to see where those gunshots are coming from. And you see Replays has that Annihilator pistol, so NA's making the comeback.
He's trying.
It's 2-on-2 now. All right, so this is a position. 2-on-2. You have the Annihilator. Do you use it? He doesn't even have the option to as he gets taken out. But Sharp has been their best S&D player thus far, but he is going to fall. 1 round away are the European All-Stars from taking this. I'm starting to sweat. I don't feel good about it.
We can see you sweat.
Yes.
It's tough to say if Study should have used the pistol right there because he doesn't know if there's another player around. Like, he doesn't know where the players are around the corner. He could use it, run around, not find anybody. He's running around the open. He dies.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
He's in a world of trouble. I think I like the idea to save it. They're still in a situation where it's a manageable comeback.
Yeah. It's going to be tough, though.
I just want to hop through and see if anyone's going to have it up. Let me switch through the side of North America as well. I'm going to go back to, we'll stick with replays because he is going to have the Annihilator. And I believe he's got to try and
Gun
use
Elite
it.
made some mistakes.
Gun Elite falls off the map. That's going to be a game changer. Will this give them the momentum they need? All of a sudden it's broken by himself. He's 4-7, is in a 1v4. Can he pull off a miracle?
Well, Replays uses the pistol, doesn't kill anybody.
That's right.
Gun Elite jumps off the map. Short picks up the other two. He wastes that ability pretty much. So, I mean, they win the round. That's great.
But no, what happened there actually is how it broke down is he called out the pistol. Gun Elite got so scared that he jumped off the map.
It's a tactical decision to jump off the
map.
Very
tactical.
Fair enough.
I didn't see that coming.
No. We've talked about a lot of strategy. I don't think that's one we've highlighted thus far. No.
Don't try that one at home.
Yeah, no, that's not a viable one, kids. But
all right, here we go. We are hopping into
5-4.
round 10, 5-4.
This should go to round 11. I'd like to see a round 11.
I think it will.
I'm going with Sharp. He's 10-5 right now. He's been absolutely crushing. He's the only reason they've really stayed in this game. Look at the rest of the team. Combined, they're going to be, negative 10, I think they are?
He uses the counter UAV, as you see Broken pick up one. Now I think you're going to see the NA squad push around this right side. Sharp not able to finish that kill off. Crim's going to put it down Power. Now, 3v3, what does NA decide to do? And they catch Gonna lead, flanking, huge kill right there.
Yeah. And Sharp, a man on a mission, 3 streak, 11-5, trying to get more shots in. They have a 3v1 advantage. Let's go over to Jared. He's 10-4. He's been the lead player for the European side. He's on defense. It looks like we are going to have bomb going down. That'll be planted now. Jared in a 1v3 retake scenario.
What do you think he likes to do here, maybe?
Looks like Flank City. That's...
I like the route. Not putting down. Yeah, I like the
nice
route.
Nice try.
Tries to get clever. Unfortunately, going to be taken out there while running. They had the flank covered. Krim going to catch him out here. And he almost, if he hit that angle a little bit harder, he might not have saw him there
exactly.
to the right.
Might have been able to jump over him.
Jared known for his movement. Not coming down that catwalk area. That's where Krim was looking.
Absolutely.
He almost caught him off guard running on that
ladies
wall.
and gentlemen,
Here we go, 5-5.
Yeah.
Round 11 in our first ever competitive S&D on Redwood. Could you ask for more? And here comes Krim getting forward with the guard. Is he going to be able to pick up anybody? You got to stick with this just to see what he's able to do here. Sorry, that's a log. Not able to get past the log. I've actually, Krim, have you ever driven before?
No, he spots one, but not able to do it. He gets taken out. Krim with some bad driving there. I think
that was hard to watch.
We got to check and see if he has a license.
I talked about the size of those trees. He got stuck on one for approximately 10 seconds.
Yeah, and you're going to see Study try and push up the map. No kills by either squad thus far. Both teams playing very passive. You see,
nice shots by Study.
Nice shots, though.
Jeez.
Can NA make the comeback? It's going to be 2 kills in favor of EU. Make it 3, Maven. It's all up to replays here.
Replays, do it for me. 1 versus 3. It is you versus all of Europe. Able to get some hit markers in, not able to pick it up. This is the final round. He only has 3 kills. He's been struggling throughout the course of this series, but he has won champs this year. Can he be Captain Clutch? Gets stuck. But still, destroys Gonna lead. 1v2, 50 seconds left.
And Power had used his Psychosis ability. He had it and drew him out, but they're not able to finish him off. And if Replays gets a second one, you see the sniper shot.
Everyone's just busting in the snipe, and Jared finally able to close it out. Jared, I think, gonna potentially be the MVP in that one. He had a monster game. He started out, 7-1?
Yeah, unbelievable. You see the sniper come into play for Team EU. You see Jared picking up this final one.
Wow, nice shot.
Some fantastic shots. I love the snipers, man.
Oh, they feel so good.
Yeah.
Just...
And they're so pretty, the scopes and just everything. They just look beautiful, and I love the sounds as well. You fire off one shot, it just rings
just
throughout
feels
the map.
so boom, and you feel it.
Oh, it's great.
We wondered how that camo snipe combo would work for Jared. He got going early. He closed it out late. I mean, that was Replays in a tough position. A 1v2 with 2 players sniping you from the side.
He picks up that first kill, though. It gets interesting.
That was one of the uglier gunfights I've seen, but he was able to win it miraculously there at the end.
Yeah.
But that one is in the books. We're going to be moving forward here then to our 4th game. What an incredible S&D we got to see there on Redwood. Next up is going to be Exodus Uplink. So yet another map that we haven't had much time with here. You guys are going to see the players. They're learning this as quickly as we are, really. You at home, it's fun to watch these guys get into it. But, we've talked a lot about the improvements over the course of this game and how everything is just advancing, how much better everything's getting. I know for Matt and I, one of the most important things has been Codcaster.
Well, look, just seeing you watch through, using the widgets, what do you guys think? You're the ones who are going to be using
I love the player widget. I mean, it gives me, obviously, I do a lot of the analysis. Maven just kind of throws out some jokes every once in a while.
Yeah, he does.
It's great for me.
That's factual.
It's great for me to be able to just have an animation bar just come out and be able to get the gun information, what perks they're running, and just the equipment that they have. Just so easy. It's not intrusive on the screen. It's really easy to digest. That's what I love about Casper.
And I think too, is really trying to team one to focus and make sure that from a spectator experience, you're able to understand if you're going to look at the map what's going on.
Absolutely.
And it actually gives you the ability to actually show information that is really important to the match.
My favorite feature, am I concerned about how the Codcaster is? Absolutely. That's what I work with. I mean, that's basically Matt and I's job. It's going to be working and living inside
that actually
of this
is our
feature.
job.
Yes,
that
is our job. So have there been a lot of stuff that is great for us? Absolutely. But the thing I like the most, what we're all striving for here on this end of things, we're going to be working with the CWL, trying to bring the best production that we can, is for casual viewers, new viewers coming in. Are they going to tune in and be able to quickly understand it? You don't want it to be too overwhelming. You want them to be able to pick up on things very quickly. My favorite new feature is going to be the fact that you're going to have these team colors. So let's imagine, you're an NBA fan. You go to or turn on a game with your parents. You're watching the game. You see a yellow jersey and you see a green jersey. It's Lakers, Celtics. You know what players are involved. You know who you're rooting for. Now the ability to implement this into the game. You see a red team, you see a green team, you know it's Optic Gaming going up against FaZe. As simple as that sounds, I think it's an unbelievable feature to have in the game.
Yeah, I think too, when you pull out the widget, right, when you go ahead and see what their loadouts are, I think it also helps our fans and the people around the world saying, what are they using, right? They just banned the Man of War. What did he go to? What was his loadout? What was his setup? Right. So really giving that fan and the players watching, holy crap! I've never seen him.
You see a player like Jerd go huge on that Redwood SND. You play Redwood SND at home. You want to know what he was using to go in there and try and replicate that play style.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just been amazing, and obviously we're taking a look here at this ban protects, and this is kind of another implementation here with the Codcaster, these new tools that we have that we can bring you guys to check out as you'll see them starting to get through this voting process. We talked about S&D. We had that first game Uplink. Second was Hardpoint. We're going back to Uplink now. Matt, are there any changes you might expect to come from the North American side? Because they got smoked. Was it 6-2 in game one?
Yeah, I mean, you see the Pharaoh, it's going to be banned early by Sharp. That was the gun that we saw Jerd going off with in the first game.
Jerd protected that with the first pick, didn't he?
And then right after that, you saw EU protect the Shiva. That was that. Nope, single shot assault rifle we saw Power go off with. So as soon as Jerd's gun got banned, EU was probably like, all right, we got to protect our other main Slayer. And so far in this series has been Power.
Yeah.
Nope, just his best gun. So you see right there how the meta develops.
All right, moving forward here, we're going to go on to the Specialist Draft. Again, we are back to Uplink. You expect to see Overdrive coming out for both sides. Last time it was Jerd and Replays. You already see Jerd has picked Overdrive. Replay is going to pick Overdrive again. They're the guys. Replay is just known to be the objective guy. Jerd at times, sure, but he's just your fast player up in your face. You expect him to be soaring with that drone up high, trying to punch one through for 2 points, and they did a very successful job. Is there anything else for either that maybe stands out in this transition to the Game 4?
Well, I mean, you have the side of EU go balanced 2-2.
Yes,
then you look at NA. They have the War Machine. They have the Scythe. And then they have the Annihilator. So 3 guns here in Uplink yet again.
Crazy.
They're relying on Replays to do a lot of the OBJ work.
Yeah, if they don't do some slaying.
Well, I mean, that's been their problem. They weren't focusing on Hardpoint really on Hardpoint at all. No one really had any time outside of Study, who's naturally a Slayer. But they just... Not only were they not getting the slaying done, they got outslayed both games, but objectively it was just atrocious too. They've been really lagging behind in the respawns.
Well, we didn't even talk about that, the addition of the time in Hill for game 1 and Hardpoint. That's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, we're able to now go back and say, hey, they were not helping Study
That is correct.
I
I'm doing this all by myself.
Right.
Guys. Look, I can show you right here.
I can show you guys. Yes.
I've been doing all the heavy lifting.
I actually saw Replays hug about 7 different employees from Activision and Treyarch saying, thank you. Now when I go double negative, at least I can show 2 minutes and 30 seconds of the Hardpoint.
I'm doing exactly. I'm doing the work, fellas.
Yeah.
It's a great addition. I think players everywhere are really excited about that.
Yeah.
No, it's a true treat. I mean, there's so many things going forward, and that's what's going to be amazing. You had the beta. We're going to have the beta then for Arena. But, it's great just seeing your team over at Treyarch, how well you guys have been listening to stuff people ask for, what might need tweaked, what might need changed. There's going to be so many amazing things going forward this year. And just to see where it is, I mean, this is, from a competitive standpoint, this is the most advanced form of Call of Duty we've had at launch. I mean, just thinking of all the features we have now, it's a lot of stuff usually we'll see it a little bit later as stuff gets developed. We're ready to go out the gates just to think about all these new features that are coming down the road, Jay. I know we're so excited. Yeah. This is me saying thank you. It's the last time you're going to hear it.
It's our pleasure. Hey, it's an incredible studio. Everybody's been focused on it, like I said, for the last 3 years. And I think it's really a great thing for the fans to be able to communicate and talk with the studio. What do they like? We actually had some of the players in a few weeks ago to show them what we're doing, talk about what's going on, and to get their feedback, and obviously working with you guys as well. So it's really important for the studio. And we think, to even grow the sport, to grow the spectator is, what do you guys want to see? What can we do to help? Versus,
absolutely,
not doing that. So,
absolutely,
we're definitely open to what the community wants.
Oh, it's been amazing thus far. It looks like we're just waiting on a couple players to ready up. They're at the score streak selection. We will be ready to hop into game number 4. Going to be starting in just a minute. Again, if you missed out, if you're just tuning into the stream, it is going to be Exodus Uplink. If you missed game number 1, it was a 6-2 win for the European side. Can North America bounce back? Well, they can't.
Just make it close.
I mean, it's what, 3-0 right now. 3-0 for Europe.
3-0.
Again, this is for bragging rights.
That would be a series win.
Yes, that's true.
Technically, but this is for bragging rights. They kind of bounce back. You at least feel good if you're North America and you come back and just slam them the last 2 games, right? So at least the last thing they remember as they go to bed tonight is getting crushed in games 4 and 5.
I don't know if it happens.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The EU team's been playing really solid. They're working together as a team.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. This is
You're just giving North
American
fans some false hope here, Maven, I think. And with the way that we've seen EU just adapt.
That's how
I think that's
Yes,
really
exactly.
the key. Adapting from game to game has been huge.
This is how I live on a day-to-day basis, is false hope, Matt. So I know all about false hope.
Well, you're doing it well.
Here we go. Game number 4 kicking off. It's going to be Study on your screen. He's able to pick up one there. He's going to be using this ICR. He has reflex, quick draw, and stock. Going with 3 attachments here. He'll be trailing behind Crim6.
And he's got the pistol in his back pocket as well. You see all of his perks just to highlight the player widget. Just so beautiful. Just awesome to gather all that information, and then it's easily gone. It's just really quick, animated. You can get all the information, easy to digest, and then when it's gone, it's gone.
You know who has a satellite. You know who's alive. You see, like you said, how long on the hill. All of this stuff really shows, I think, the fans that are watching what's going on, right?
Yeah, it's really
Who
easy for
should
the
we
fans
follow?
to just gather all the information that's going on in the
Exactly.
game, because Call of Duty is a very fast game.
Super
I mean,
fast. And that's part of the challenge, right?
Yeah.
Is trying to explain and be able to have players or spectators watch the match, what's going on, without understanding what's going on. It's pretty hard to watch.
Yeah.
So I think these new tools really help that.
Right. No, I watch obviously a ton of Call of Duty. I cast a lot of it. I watch a lot of it at home as well. And the players at the pro level, the game's moving so fast, but it feels like it's slow. And then when I'm watching it now, it's like it feels like it's slow because I'm used to what players are doing.
Yeah.
But I can imagine for fans at home, it's pretty fast. So for them to get all the information that I see and the players know really easy to digest, it's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, still going to be a 2-0 lead here for the European side. They've done a great job throughout. They are going to have the drone in hand as well. Let's see how they're going to play this one. It's going to be Jared, and he also has the overdrive. He goes to fly forward, but Sharp's going to take him out from behind, and that saved 2 points.
A huge kill right there by Sharp. You see the overdrive come in right there. Jared just trying to make a play by himself. And early in the game, I don't hate that play to just
No,
pop
not
it
at all.
out. Yeah.
Let's take the chance. Now you've got 3 minutes left. Let's go for it.
There you
All
go.
right.
And
Replay's got one in.
there's the tie. The overdrive, that's for speed. Unfortunately, mantling over the truck there.
No.
Kind of completely
There you
took away
go.
the overdrive, but still got the points on the board. Going to be falling back to the European side. They had it for just a second, but now it's going to be Crim and Study. Study going to be the person with your drone. He has the Annihilator ready, but he is going to drop. And I like the Annihilator in this game mode because
Yes,
we
I
talked
do
about the
too.
extra help with the drone.
Yeah.
Being able to take somebody out that quickly who's possibly in a scoring position is massive.
Well, you can use it defensively and offensively, right? Nope. Jay's behind me with the drone. I have my Annihilator. I bust out. I kill 2-3 players off spawn. You're able to dunk it in easy. On defense, I'm coming off the spawn. Everybody's dead. I look down one of those angles. I'm able to pick up 1 or 2, make it easier for my teammates to kill the drone carrier. I think it's a great pick on Uplink.
It's good fun, too. I mean,
Oh,
the Annihilator
yeah.
just feels so
It's
good.
satisfying. When you
it's so
kill, when you
satisfying.
pop off
Oh,
3 players with
absolutely.
it, it's great.
All right, well, now you see the Tempest in hand. Let's see if they can use this to get points on the board. You see the Death Machine coming in. That's Crim going to be cleaning up
Wow.
everyone and able to get the drone reset. They're still trailing by 1, but Crim's starting to go off here. He is 10-2 right now with a 4 streak. Make it 5, just absolutely melting. Unfortunately, Replay struggling a bit at 1-7, but it doesn't matter. The King is here. Crim just absolutely controlling the pace. They're trying to get forward, though. He has to rotate back for defense as they're trying to get points on the board right now for Europe.
And you have one player with the War Machine. Usually, in Uplink in the past, you need all 4 of your teammates there to make a really good push on the other team's base.
Yep.
You have a War Machine or Annihilator. You
You're
don't
good.
need much
You're
more than
good.
that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you have that player lead the way.
Well, I think that's going to drive that action.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Just going to add more scoring.
Yes,
to Uplink
exactly.
as well. You're going to have more players just going to be able to guide the way, able to get those easy score with, maybe it's like a 3-on-2 advantage. You have an Annihilator. I don't think you're at a disadvantage at all. pushing
Not at
the
all.
base. Yeah.
No.
All right, and the drone going to be dropping to the American side. That's going to be the overdrive. He gets forward, but it's not quite at range. That's what we talked about using it in game number 1. You use it, you don't get in range of an actual score. Now he's not going to have it up in time. He's all by himself. Needs some cover. He has
it's
1
not
player
gonna
from behind,
charge.
and he at least gets the 1-point toss. Replay's able to put it through, and that probably felt good because he
Yeah,
has
it did.
basically 0 kills in the board right now.
Yeah, I mean, no, he was waiting for his teammates to get there to the base to slay out. They didn't get there. He did a nice job dancing around with the drone, able to throw it in for 1, tie it up in a much more competitive game than we saw in Game 1.
Yeah,
that first
they must be
Uplink.
talking.
Yeah,
Must have plugged their mics
they,
back
they
in.
unmuted
That's
themselves
right,
according
exactly.
to Maven. Yeah.
Thank you, team. Starting to get it together. We'll see if they can pull out a W, though. Krim still crushing, 14-5. Catches 1 on his right. Let's see if he can get another streak going. We'll stick on with him for now. He's going to be leading the way. He has a drone carrier behind. There's 1. Can he make it 2? Shots come up a little bit short, but Replays and crew still trying to push forward.
And score streaks are going to be huge in Uplink as well. You get a lightning strike able to clear out a base. I mean, you get a counter
Clear a base or
UAV,
hold the
something
base.
like that. Yeah, to hold your base.
Yes.
I think that's going to add a lot to Uplink as well this year.
When you start looking at just the layers of having the score streaks and then having the abilities and when you use them, it just adds another layer of when do we use it? Let's talk. How do we control a base?
I love the fact that you're almost never really out of the game. From the
You always are going to have a chance.
No, let's say North America in that first one, they were down 6-2, whatnot. They have some streaks, they have some abilities.
Put it together.
You start racking those points up right away, you're right back in the game.
Yeah. Well, it's tied 3-3. This is probably the best chance North America's had at getting a win here. They've got 5 minutes to do it. Side's going to flip. Will they be able to pull out the W? It hasn't looked good all series long, but I have faith.
Yeah.
The Crim6 and crew are going to pull it together.
You had faith since the
I'm
beginning.
trying so hard, Matt. I'm trying to remain strong. They were my pick to win the series. They've already lost 3.
It doesn't look good by my math that they can win the series. No.
I was never good at math, so by my math, they look great.
Yeah, and you're going to see the drone go over to the NA side first. It's going to be replays. He's going to pop that overdrive. Just trying to get a quick score here. He's going to slow down, go for one. Yeah. He was getting trailed pretty quickly.
Yeah, and it happened again
footsteps.
Where he got
he was a little quick.
His overdrive comes, falls short about 50 yards, we'll say. Thankfully, he gets a 1-point toss, so it hasn't punished him yet. But then again, if he waited 3 seconds to use that, it might be a dunk.
That's correct.
And you're going to see replays with the drone in his hand again. He has dedicated himself to the OBJ. You're going to have Sharp following him up from behind with the assault rifle. Does replays go for just a reset here? And
you don't want to fight that head glitch there. That's one of those difficult gunfights in Call of Duty when you're dealing with somebody on a head glitch there, not able to take it out. Hipfire comes in, not able to clean it up. Let's give some love over to the European side. Just checking who here is going to be the drone. It's going to be Liquid Power, has it in hand, just tossing it forward 3 yards, gets it on the roof, but falls from behind.
And he's got Vision Pulse, which is interesting. You combine that. Let's say, they throw Jerd the drone. He's got Overdrive. They pop the Vision Pulse as well. They start talking. They're able to get
together.
Yeah, they're able to get a pretty easy score.
All right, well, let's see if he can use Overdrive. This is the exact position you want. There's no one on defense on the bottom side of this map. Depending on the timing of this, he might be able to get a pretty good angle here, but he's going to back it up and wisely wait for his teammates. But look at that. He kind of forced the rotation. The entire team from North America rotates to the south side of your map, and now he's wrapping back middle, hits the Overdrive, but going to be taken out immediately. Big stop by Crim6.
He knew he had baited them to that right side of the map, and he was going to try and take advantage of just going straight down the middle. I love to see plays like that.
Well, Crim now wants to be the objective player. He's got drone in hand. He's got one player coming to his left. He tries the long-distance shot, and it misses. But can he get forward here? It's down, and he is going to end up dropping to Liquid Power. Was he able to reset it? Looks like it's still in a dangerous position here, but now they're moving out. Gun Elite going to have the drone.
That's the Crim we know on Uplink. Needs to start working on his jump.
Yeah. That was not the best shot, but he tried to make a difficult play. Replay's going to be pushing forward. They try for the 1-point toss. It's going to fall right underneath the drone yet again, or right underneath the uplink yet again, and they're not going to get points on the board. They still are up 1, though. 4-3, 2:40 to go.
Indiana Sharp trying to lock down the EU base with the AR. He's going to back all the way up as you see the drone reset. 2 minutes and 30. I'm going to be looking to see if Team EU can make something happen. You see Sharp, he's been calling out via the Vision Pulse, so Power elects to use it then, and now you're going to see replays. Pushing the drone up the map, they're going to be able to take him out from behind, so EU with a good defensive stand here. Looks like Jerd going to have the drone in his hands. What does he elect to do with it?
Yeah, no one's pulling away on this one.
No, this is a very close game. This one's going to go right down the wire, I feel like. I feel like somebody on EU is going to use one of these abilities to make a play. See, Jerd gets one. He would have used his Overdrive right there. Maybe just dive into him a little bit faster, able to take out a second player.
He runs into him hard enough that he dies.
Yeah.
I'd like that feature.
That would be pretty cool.
Just sprints through him with Overdrive, but here we go. Sharp getting forward, has one in front, needs some help. His teammate is there. Study able to effectively trade the kill, but the drone is going to end up dropping here. It's going to be going to Liquid Power. He had it for just a second.
Yeah, but you see the mini-map. It's got 3 players of EU here in the middle. Jay, it looks like they're going to set up for a push. I'd like to see them use their score streaks together.
I would agree.
And try and make something happen.
Or stagger them a little bit so you can help each other.
I mean, you kill one player off the spawn, then you just kind of wait a little bit, kill 2 or 3 coming off the next spawn, be able to make something big happen. You see Jerd with the drone. He's going to use that overdrive. Oh! What in the world was that?
Sharp, welcome to the 180 Fisco. Able to take him out there. 2 down, though. Not able to put points on the board. They're still trailing by 1. Jerd trying to make plays for days, but still not able to get any points through.
And you love to see that. Just the movement from Jerd. We're going to see plays like that all year long. It's going to be so entertaining.
Yeah, no, it's going to be good fun.
And you see Study with the pistol, Maven. Going to try and lock down his base.
Oh,
He's
boy.
got it out. He needs to get forward here. It is. Oh! The weapon
but he didn't
change.
use it.
Nope. That's going to hurt.
Still has it.
It's broken. Just try and wait for his teammates here. It's going to be interesting what he likes to do. Try and push up alone. He's going to actually take this all the way to the left side of the map. So you see he's got one teammate in front leading the charge. I believe that's Jerd. And he's going to go for a 1.3.
Oh, he missed! He threw it high!
Oh, and he threw it off the map.
Oh, broken. You'll remember that one for a little while.
That was going to hurt.
Yeah, that's going to possibly be a loss here as they can kind of just play the clock. You see the Tippis kill come in, but I want to watch replays here, and he's going to reset it. It will be away. 18 seconds to work with as everyone's going to rotate back to drone spawn, and you do see a couple kills being picked up there by Sharp mid-map as he's able to shut it down, and now it is going to be aggression continue to come here from the North American side.
NA barely holds on to this one.
That was close.
I mean, Broken,
Wow.
he misses that throw there.
That throw off the...
Broken's jumper is broken.
Yeah, we're going to be going into overtime if he hits that.
That was close.
That was thrilling.
Yes.
What a game. North America finally able to get on the board.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Felt good.
4-3. Excellent stuff there from them. But you know, we've talked about a lot of stuff. You know, we've touched on stuff coming up for the league. We've talked about the, Fire Break. We've talked about these new maps that we've seen. But the biggest piece of this for me going into next year is the CWL. You know, Matt and I have the honor of hosting and commentating for this.
Yep.
Obviously, we're very excited for this
Yes.
as our livelihood sort of depends on it. But very excited. So much exciting stuff to come. But I get a lot of tweets, questions, how do I qualify? How's this entire process going to work? What is the structure of the league? Jay, I'd like you to touch on that a bit. Let's just start with structure. How is the structure of the CWL going to break down?
Right, so we've got the Pro Division split into two stages, as you can see here on the graphic. And there's also going to be 2 ways to qualify, part of the Pro Division. So it's going to give players the opportunity both from a LAN and also online qualifying.
Well, that's great because, from the LAN side of things, when you have these players that have been top players for so long, obviously there were tournaments before this year. There's an infrastructure that has existed. There's these top players that deserve to play out on LAN, but you also want that side when you're talking open bracket.
Open element.
Yeah, you want players.
Yeah.
If you're Johnny at home, you're 19 years old, and you want to participate in the league, you can get 3 friends and you can go through. I think that's a big element of it. But also, Jay, that you talked about how we're going to get these players involved. There's going to be the LAN. How will the players be invited?
Right, so after launch, we're going to invite all the top players from North America, Europe,
Okay.
New Zealand, and Australia. We're going to invite them to be participating in the LAN event.
And that's perfect. That's another way to kind of pay respect again to these top players
what they've done over the years.
who
Absolutely.
competed at top level for so long. Now, we've talked about the fact that next year the season's going to be beginning. When does this qualification process start as far as the LAN qualification? When does this kick off?
First week in December. Month after launch. Here we
Month
go.
after launch. So, Matt,
exciting stuff.
you and I are going to retire as commentators by, I think, week 2 in November. We're going to start putting in time. We're going to need 2 new team members.
Yeah, and then we'll come back.
And we're going to qualify and cast. I'm going to cast and qualify.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't think you can do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's going to work out.
I don't think it's possible either. But no, so excited. This gives them, like you said, basically, really like 3 weeks. When you want to include travel and stuff, you have like 3.5 weeks, grind, get to know the game, the rules will come together, maps, everything's going to be done in that 1 month period, and then we're going to move forward. It's going to be absolutely amazing. But the biggest part of this, Matt.
Yes.
I know you love money. I know competing for money is one of the most exciting things. You were a pro player once. How are the prize pools going to break down for next year?
There's some great money for all 3 regions. So North America is going to have 12 teams in their league, $250K per stage on the line. Europe's going to have 10 teams, $200K per stage there. And then Australia, $150K per stage, 8 teams playing for that. Just unbelievable to see how much these other 2 regions. In North America, we've had a great infrastructure. Now we get it in Europe and Australia. Just going to see some great players and teams grow because they have some great players in both of those regions.
Well, one of the things too is the whole thing about being able to invite players. So whether you're a part of an organization, you're an individual player, you're going to be invited. But remember, you're going to have to be 18.
Yes.
All right. Well, I want to touch on some more stuff with this, but we are going to be going into Game 5 here momentarily. Next up is going to be Havoc Hardpoint. So Havoc has been one of the more thrilling maps we've seen over the course of the past couple days, and this is going to be a fun one to watch, an absolute treat for you guys at home. You'll get the map fly through coming up now, and I know they're going to go through the picks and ban process, but while we sit here for a little bit, I want to still touch on some stuff. We broke down the prize pool, and you see the prize vary through the globe, really, North America, Europe, and through Australia. But this is the best piece for me. We've been talking about what really needs to grow when we're talking about Call of Duty eSports. Has the infrastructure been there? Has it been growing in North America steadily? Sure. The prize pools have been there. Players have not really had issues with traveling. But when you talk about some of these Australian teams, I hate when I hear about a tournament where maybe a European team or an Australian team can't come because they don't have the funds for the org to come because the prize pools just haven't really been there to this point. So now having Treyarch, having Activision involved in this capacity to be able to rise up these different areas is really, I think, going to help build the global brand for competitive Call of Duty.
No, absolutely. Having Activision Activision step up, and create the Call of Duty World League really means a lot for the players, the community, to really say, you know what, this is something that I want. This is a passion of mine. We've got ways in which you can qualify through online qualifiers, etc. That really just opens it up to, you know what, I want to do this. There's a great structure here.
It's a great thing for the community to rally behind.
Exactly.
I mean, right? You see Team EU so far here, it's been taking it to Team NA. It's going to be great to see some of the best players in the world. I mean, you got players like Jerd and Swanee who have been mainstays in competitive Call of Duty that a lot of people at home might not know how talented they are.
Exactly.
They're going to get to see them too. And then in Australia, I mean, how many great teams have we had at COD Champs from Australia? They're going to be put on a bigger global
almost like
stage
Cinderella stories too.
Right.
Nobody had seen them.
Well, and this is what's going to be so cool for me. I mean, all we want is more competition. And to be fair, at least for the past several years, when you talk about competition, it has been North America, and kind of far behind at times has been Europe and Australia. They haven't really been able to keep up to some degree. But a lot of it comes down to this. There are players in North America, due to the way the prize pools have been, they've been able to kind of make this their full-time job, designate all their time to it, whereas that hasn't been the case in Australia. You might be working a full-time job, be a full-time student, trying to do all this at once. I really think we're going to see the skill, the competitive side grow astronomically in Europe and Australia just with this amount of money involved. This can be a full-time job for a lot of these guys now.
Yeah, look at it. It's an exciting time to be, part of esports, where it's going, and what we've been able to do with the features that we've talked about and working with ESL and creating this league in general has just been, it's so exciting to see where it's going to go, right? If we're just, I think, at the tip of the iceberg. The game is playing very well. We're starting to see all the stuff with the picks and the bans and the metagame going on, ban and protects, rather.
I mean, it gives players across the globe who have aspirations of being a professional player full-time the actual means to go out and do it. And I think that's great. I mean, as a former player, I love to see that. Everybody, if you're a very talented player, whether you're from North America, Europe, Australia, you should have the ability to go out and become a professional player, do it as your full-time job, and become one of the best at it. And I think it just enables those other regions in ways that they haven't had before to go out and do that.
Well, that's, over the last year or two is really where, the things is, let's say, like team houses have come together in North America. That hasn't really been an option so far, really, for teams in Europe and Australia. But now I guarantee that's going to become more predominant now as these prize pools up. It's just going to be taken that much more seriously because you're going to have, when there's that much money on the line, there's just so much.
You can't be playing with people like Maven.
No,
there's
not
that much money on the line. No,
definitely not the
he's going to
first
get
pick.
cut.
Yes,
this is unacceptable. I'm incredibly talented for my age.
For your age.
For your age.
For your age. You had to throw that one in there.
Jordan coming back to play at 40 years old. That's basically how I feel.
Good.
No, that's true. That was a terrible example.
No, really bad example. Yeah, but we have our last map about to kick off. It's going to be Havoc Hardpoint. I've been watching the players play this. I love this map.
This is such a fun map to play.
Close quarter areas, long range gun battles. It's going to be awesome to watch.
The flow is really great on this one.
No, it's gonna be amazing. Can't wait to kick this one off. Again, this is going to be the final match of the night. We're bringing you guys a ton of information about next year, recapping stuff throughout the course of the day in the past several weeks, really since Gamescom, as we start to kind of reveal information about next year. But this has been a treat, man. Watching these guys battle it out, especially you got to think if you're a European fan, you're feeling pretty good right now. I know it's just all-star
teams. You got to feel good about your chances.
I don't feel good at all.
You shouldn't.
I don't.
I mean, you see four very talented players from North America, and EU's bringing it to them right now.
They are.
I mean, every game, even that last one was 1 point. Broken missed that throw.
Yeah,
he makes that overtime. Who knows?
Yeah. That. Let's not bring that up. It's too soon to
discuss that.
Too soon. Poor broken heart. After that toss. We'll remind him tomorrow. I actually will probably
or
say
maybe
something.
tonight.
I will definitely say something tonight. But the games have been, for the most part, pretty close. I know 6-2. The hard point opened up a bit, but what more could you ask for than a round 11?
Round 11, come on.
That's nothing where you like you. Replay stuck in that 1v2, not able to quite clutch up. But it was a real treat to watch, and I'm expecting.
And we've had a bunch of moments already where the three of us are like on the edge of our seats, like as it's happening. I mean, the search and destroy, we were going nuts. Last game in the uplink.
Well, plus we also have the benefit of knowing when their abilities or weapons are waving. Like we're following. Is he going to pop it now? Is he not? All of that. Having that.
There's so many different things to talk about.
Yeah.
Once we get in a game, I mean, weapon selection, specialist selection, where they are on the map, when they decided to use such short streaks and stuff. Just so much to talk about in game. It's great.
All right, well, let's get ready to kick things off. It's going to be the final map of the night. Again, it is Havoc Hardpoint. Now, when we're taking a look at this, if you are tuning in a little bit late, it is a 3-1 advantage right now for the European side. I said the only silver lining right now, the only silver lining is going to be for North America. I said they can win these last two. At least when they go out to dinner tonight and they're all talking, they can say, Yeah, we figured you out.
Closed strong.
We closed strong. We got those wins.
You know, knowing Krim a little bit, I don't think he's going to be very happy whatsoever.
Oh, no, he's already pissed. I'm surprised he's still playing.
He's going to eat dinner with a very sad face on.
All right, well, speaking of Krim, let's kick it over to Crimsix. He'll be the first one, the hard point, getting shots in, able to tag up a couple players, but not able to pick up any kills. Replays is able to trade one effectively. You now got Sharp up top. He's got one. Hardpoint held right now by the side of the North American team. And again, they were down 100 early. What was it, like 130 to 30 or something
like
to start
that.
last game? So let's see if they can have a hotter start. And right now, looking good.
So what I've loved about watching this map so far, Jay, is that there's so many hills where players will switch and just bring out all SMGs. And then there's some hills where you got to switch and bring out 2-3 ARs. I just love the diversity from hill to hill.
Well, that's the thing with
range
this map. I mean, this one is one of those things where I think, as you pointed out, depending upon what hill you're on, there's going to be different strategies.
Yeah, just different guns on each hill. You know, some hills probably better for tactical. Some, you see right there, some replays with a little bit of the hip fire, red dot action right there. I mean, going to be looking to see how these players adjust from hill to hill. And he's got gravity spikes on. We haven't seen anyone use that.
Well, that's a good one for Hardpoint.
Yeah.
So if you want to clear a Hardpoint, that's one amazing way to get it done. And Replays, I'm staying with him. He's 3-1 right now. He's been struggling in the slaying department, but he will be the guy to put up that hill time. You see him with 18 seconds. I think it was actually Study that led the way in hill time in game number 1. I expect we'll see a bit of a change here.
Well, you'll be able to see if they're playing the right way, judging by that time in hill stats.
Absolutely.
I mean, you look at this team. Krim and Study should be the Slayers. They shouldn't be leading the way in time in the hill.
Not at all.
That's Sharp and Replays' job, and now we can actually know if they're doing their job
exactly.
or not. Yes.
When they go back to practice. Hey,
Power able to get one. Power against 2. He's breaking the hard point right now. He had Jerd up front. He'll be watching this backside. You see the spawn coming in from the bottom left, and this could be a phenomenal flank, but one player has sniffed it out, and he's able to catch him. Got lucky there. If Study didn't turn around, that might have been a gigantic flank.
If you're Power there, you got to play for the hill, though. You're the only one up for your squad. You know the other team, they've had hill control. They're probably going to control those spawns. You got to lock that down for Team EU.
All right, we're on with Power. We're going to watch him through the respawn here, see what he's able to do. A couple down for either side right now. Let's switch over to the hard point. That was Study, able to pick up a kill with the melee on Broken. He has his Annihilator ready, but he's going to be taken out.
And it's interesting. He was probably going to try and pull it out in the hill, but if we go back to Power Maven, he has that Hive ability, and I love this one. If you're in the hill, you're able to just drop at each doorway.
Doors, windows, absolutely.
You can really cause some chaos.
Again, being able to control something by yourself.
Yes, pretty much. You're able to lock down the whole area.
Everybody's out there slaying and helping you continue to hold the hill.
You saw good use of Vision Pulse there. He was able to get eyes on one, get the second there as well as he broke in. You could see he was already hopping and pre-aiming in that corner because he knew the players were ready. Incredible stuff there.
I love the way Jerd has played this entire series. You know, he's been using a lot of the abilities, helping his teammates, because he's probably the most well-known player here on Team EU. He's their star player. You'd expect a player like him, you know, go really gun heavy, Annihilator, Pistol, War Machine, but he's been using the Vision Pulse, other abilities to help his teammates, and I think that's why they've been successful, because they've had him really playing a full team game, team-oriented game.
Well, I want to stay with Broken for a second. He's going to drop, but he has that War Machine. I'll try and switch back, make sure we can catch that. Let's go to Krim for now. Krim leading the way for his side at 12-5. He also has a minute in the hard point. Interesting to see, but if he can get the slaying done and put up the time, by all means do it. He's controlling the pace of this one for sure.
You can see it in the score. I mean, 120 to 35.
This is the opposite of that game, too.
Yes, opposite of game
He said
2.
enough.
I think Team NA really wanted to come out here in this last match and kind of say, hey, we're not going to go down like that. We're not going to get bullied like
we're not going down without a fight.
One. Yeah.
But again, you can see here on the hard point, we've got some on this particular map. We've got some on the interiors. We've got some of the exteriors. Yes. Again, really just a lot of variety. And you talked about being able to use some of the different specialists or weapons. This is a great way to use
And it's really just a great change of pace, right? Because on these outside hard points, you got to play it a little bit slower, break it as a team. You're going to have to fight more long-range gun battles. And then once we get inside, you're going to have players flying at each other left and right with SMGs.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Broken, almost pulling off a ridiculous three-piece. Let's go back with Jerd. We saw him use his Vision Pulse really effectively earlier in the game. I want to see if we can get a break from him, and he's probably going to use it here as soon as he pushes the hard point. There it is. He should have eyes on one, and look at him wait the corner and bait it there.
Perfect example. That's exactly what it's
And he's going to be able to finish off the second one. But
no, that's perfect way of using that, right? Good timing, popped it at the right time, gave himself the advantage.
And I mean, he has a teammate there to back him up. They're probably able to take control of the hill, but you see, teamwork trumps all right there.
Exactly.
He's not able to have enough.
And there comes in replay. The gravity spike just absolutely destroying Broken. Sorry, pal, you've had a rough couple of games.
Yeah, the last 2 games, that missed uplink throw right there. Getting caught with the gravity spikes. I think Those are so much fun to see, though.
Those hurt.
I mean, if replays comes from up top and they're in the hill and they don't see him, he comes down with those gravity spikes. He's going to take out 3 or 4 players. It's going to be sick to watch.
All right, you saw Power able to pick up one. He's going to end up dropping, though. There's 190 to 44. This is just a spanking right now by the North American side, and it's everybody. You know, you saw all 4 of them really negative in the first hard point. Every single player getting involved in the sling right now. There's
nice
that Tempest coming in.
Yeah.
Krim misses one. Can he get down? Tries to shoot around the corner. Catches him in there. Player on the Hegler.
I love the animation, too, when he gets shocked. It's awesome.
I'd be fine with never personally being electrocuted. That looked very painful.
And I love that, you know, some of, when I was searching on Reddit, some of the best clips I saw from the beta were players just hitting one guy with Tempest, like, off of a spawn and, like, taking out 2 or 3 teammates. It's been awesome to watch.
All right, here is Gun Elite. There is plenty of time on the clock. Technically, they could come back in this one, but
I don't know,
with 2:13, I mean, they really don't have much to put this one away. Gun Elite's going to have his spikes up shortly. He just needs really to pick up an assist or a kill.
You can see the difference from game 1 in Hardpoint to game 2 in Hardpoint by just looking at replays. 2 minutes in the hill in this game. Barely touched it the first one.
Not even in there.
Right, you can see the difference in the score.
Oh, Study. Study was the only one that got in the hard point last time, and now he's behind in time. There was definitely a discussion there.
Now
I think so too.
But now you can see how much a good OBJ player who can lock down that hill matters. I mean, he wasn't able to get in there game 1, game 2. In the hard points, he's able to do so, and you see it reflected.
It'd be interesting to see what he changed up to as well, differently, right? Did he go with, you know, different specialist, or what was he using?
Right, or maybe it was just a talk with his teammates, like, hey guys, you got to slay around the hill and let me get in there and
let me do my job.
Yeah,
let me do my job.
Because right now he was just getting picked off early in game number 2, but right now just a dominant performance by Team NA. This is what you expected, Maven, but you didn't get it all series long.
I know. They came back in the final 2 games, but here's the Scythe. He's going in, but he's going to be taken out there by Broken, Jerd, and Gun Elite on the kill feed as well. Can they mount the comeback? Only 9 points needed for North America, but this is just, I think it's too far out of reach.
I think you're right.
You see a close-range war machine coming in there from Broken.
That's just terrifying.
Gun Elite with the gravity spikes.
Jump on him, Gun Elite. Use them spikes. All right, that was probably smarter. I just want to see him use it.
I just wanted to see him use it as well.
Well, he didn't use it, so he still has it.
Right, maybe they're able to control this next hill. You see Jerd in it. I think Gun Elite probably saving it. You know, NA gets in the hill one more time. They might be able to finish it off. And see right now, he's going to have to just run in here.
There it is. Oh! And that's Krim able to take him out before he even gets it off. Amazing stuff coming in. And that is going to be North America taking it 250 to 104. Great final game. Yeah, round of applause.
Yeah,
Krim, you know, Krim, you were pretty cocky coming in. You lost 3-2.
Yeah, just an unbelievable overall team play by EU. Right there, NA, the last 2 maps, they came alive.
They started coming alive.
That last one you saw, that was pretty scary performance by them.
Yeah.
Well, this has been amazing. You know, Jay, thank you so much for coming out. You know, we've touched on the CWL, Firebreak, the new maps. We've discussed a lot of stuff, but just for you, how does it feel, man? 3 years, the game is finally releasing in just, what, a week and a half, basically.
Yeah, we're almost there.
How do you feel?
You know, look, I think the team has worked so hard on this, and to be able to see, you know, the eSports and what we've been able to do just in this match alone, just seeing the different strategies going on and just how everybody's responding to the game has been fantastic. So, I mean, this year's going to be crazy.
Oh, it's just so much fun to watch. I mean, we've had some incredible moments just here and at Gamescom, and that, you know, when TP went over the it's one of the ones that I think everybody
was in tears.
My mind's already going, okay, what am I going to use? Which match? So, like, just all of the different levels and layers of this is going to be pretty exciting.
I hope you're ready to be on my team and use Overdrive constantly. You're going to be holding the drone for me, pal.
There you go.
That's not going to be me. That's going to be him.
But it's been an absolute treat. I know for Matt and I, we're incredibly excited. We'll be, again, hosting and commentating for the North American side of the league starting next year. And Jay, again, thank you so much for coming out. It was a pleasure. You know, casting with us a bit. You got some natural talent.
I know. I practiced. But, I follow you a lot.
Yeah, thank you. Exactly. All of my skills.
Exactly.
But it's been a phenomenal day. We're in Paris. You know, Games Week going to be rounding up here, but this for us has been just an absolute treat. It's been so nice to show you guys everything. We're looking forward to an amazing year of Call of Duty eSports. Thank you guys for watching. It's been a blast.